Titled Mother broke up my engagement just by being rude. Ellen took 3 singles and a 5 out of her wallet and put them on the table in full view of the waiter. Then she took 1 single away and said every table I see getting potatoes before us is a bill gone. I was absolutely mortified. The waiter, to his unending credit, just took a deep breath and said I don't have control over the order in which the kitchen fires tickets, but what I can tell you is it should be out any minute. He then left without saying anything disparaging. I had been holding my tongue all night as well, in the name of my relationship, but once the tip hit the table I figured that if my girlfriend was half the woman I thought she was then she wouldn't mind my speaking up at this point. If anything she'd be supportive, right? So I scooted my chair back a bit and said, listen, I know what you're doing with the cash on the table, but that kind of thing makes me really uncomfortable, and it's just not called for. Please put the money away or we can just continue this some other time. My girlfriend's dad spits back, what? How cheap do you have to be to not believe in tipping service workers? Before I could process whether he was serious or yanking my chain, Ellen shocked me with, no, you know what, you're right, this isn't necessary. I should have known better than to be relieved. She folded the bills back into her wallet, patiently waited for the next plate of mashed potatoes to be carried out, and when it wasn't delivered to us, she went right up to a stranger's table and picked it up off their table. She half explained something about her daughter starving to death as she was walking away with the stranger's food, but unsurprisingly that wasn't convincing enough for them. The old lady she took it from followed her right over to our table and tried to take it back. I was already searching for my coat tag in preparation to go, but a shoving match was beginning to unfold. Between Ellen and an elderly woman with a tennis ball walker, and far be it for me to sit through all that had happened only to leave just as the night was getting interesting. The elderly woman was like, give me back my potatoes. Who are you? And the poor little girl was like, Mommy, it's okay, don't take someone else's food. But it all fell on deaf ears. Ellen yelled at the old lady, how could you sit there and eat these when my daughter hasn't even been served yet? She's sitting here hungry, just a little girl, and you're over there stuffing your face? Come on, other potatoes will be out any minute. And the old lady just said great, if they'll be out any minute, then what's the effing problem? To which Ellen still found holier than thou ground, gasping, language, please. Finally the waiter, and this time someone higher up as well, came over to separate them, as they had begun to raise their voices and cause a disturbance. Staff had already asked Ellen to turn down her daughter's iPad multiple times without heat, and I'm guessing the waiter informed management about the tip on the table, stunt she pulled, because this was their final straw. They told us we were going to have to leave the restaurant. But we don't even have our food yet. Ellen complained to the guy. This was clearly not the manager's first rodeo. You can take the food that's already been served free of charge, everything else will be cancelled. Please leave immediately. The old lady didn't miss her chance to knock the potatoes right onto the floor so we couldn't try to take them with us. Nothing else had been served yet, so we had to leave without any food. When my girlfriend and I were finally alone in our car she said, can you believe that? And I said, not at all. And I really can't believe you didn't warn me. And she went, how could I have known about any of that? And, confused, I asked, is she not usually like that? Even more confused than me, my girlfriend asked. Who? Your mom. What's my mom got to do with the terrible service at that place? That was the beginning of the end of our relationship. The fact that she didn't see anything wrong with her mom's behavior, and that I'd be marrying into that situation, shook me too deep. We both dodged a bullet in more ways than one.